Hi, it's Mrs. Lamb from Corporate Landing Middle School.
And we're on take 3, and it's Mr. Lamb from Larkspur Middle School.
Today we're going to be working on graphing proportional relationships.
Thank goodness we got this far.
Yeah. All right, the learning target. I can identify proportional relationships between two ratios.
Which probably sounds really familiar to you because we've done some other things about, relationships between two ratios. But today we're adding graphing into it.
Yep. Moving on in, go for it.
So, we're going to start out by showing you graphing. You guys will remember this. This is the 4-quadrant graph that we were using when we were doing the coordinate plane. So we're going to show you how, when you see a graph on the coordinate plane, whether it's proportional or not. So the two things we're going to look for, let me get this out of the way. The two things we're going to look for is it a straight line? And does the line go through the origin? You guys all remember the origin, that's 0, 0.
So if you, do I have
Yes, you do.
Okay. So what we have is something that looks pretty much straight like that. And it can go through on both sides. That's my interpretation of a straight line as I can draw.
That's a pretty good straight line on a piece of glass.
Okay.
Okay, so remember, it has to be straight, has to go through 0, 0. It can also just start at 0, 0. Let me get a different color here.
And it can go in different directions.
Sure it can. So we could go this one, and I could have one that comes down this way.
Okay.
And that's a straight line that starts at 0, 0. Or, go ahead.
You're going to do another one?
Well, I was going to do one, or it could start at 0, 0 and go this way. It doesn't make any difference as long as it's a straight line and it passes through 0, 0. And notice, we have different slopes to it, but then we'll talk about slope at a much later time.
Yes. All right, can we just go ahead and erase that? Because I want to show them what it means to not be proportional.
Oh, there you go. Let's do that.
So
what wouldn't be proportional?
That would be if, like, I started up here at 2 and I went this way. So that's straight, but notice how it did not go through the origin.
If it doesn't go through the origin, it's not a proportional relationship.
You want to show them the wiggly one?
The wiggly one.
Okay. Well, if it's not a straight.
Oh, I see what you're
like
saying.
that,
yeah.
That would not be, even though it starts at 0.
What we call straight lines are we call linear. Okay, those are linear lines, straight lines.
So these are not proportional.
No, they are not.
And as soon as I write that, you can go ahead and
move on.
Erase
yes, we can.
it.
So
Okay.
these are not proportional. They don't go through 0. And even if they start at 0, if it's not a straight line, not proportional.
Yeah. All right, next one.
So let's take a look. I went the wrong direction. Let's take a look at some examples. So here's some examples of things that are proportional. Okay, it starts at 0, goes straight up, just like we were saying, goes all the way through, straight line through 0. Now, later on we're going to talk about, you heard me use the word slope. Slope is like how much the line goes. It like straight up, or does it go kind of at a flatter curve or even flatter? That's slope, but we're going to talk about slope mathematically later. But we are going to take a look at an equation. This is the equation that gives us that proportional relationship. And it's y equals mx. The only things you really need to know is that y is going to come, that's where that y number comes from. Like that's where the 2 comes from. And then the x is where the x coordinate comes from. Gotta stop getting so close. Okay, so and then the m, that has to do with slope or the rate at which it changes. We don't worry about that right now. But the y and the x you already know because that's the ordered pair that gives you the number. And this is just a formula that gets you there. Now this one is where this is not a proportional relationship because look, it doesn't come anywhere near 0. And so there's a formula that gives you that. And that's y equals mx plus b, which you don't have to know for a while yet because that's about slope and where it crosses the y-axis.
But this plus b is the one that makes it start up here.
Exactly.
So that's why when you see that, that is not proportional.
But if you see something like when you're doing your IXL, they're going to give you some equations and they're going to ask you, is this proportional? Well, if it has a plus something, it's not proportional.
Or a minus something.
Or a minus something that's not proportional.
Okay.
It has to be in this format for it to be proportional. And probably the easiest thing is just to show them some examples.
Yeah, we have graph examples and equation examples.
So here's some graph examples. So We would ask you guys if you were in class to pick them out for us, but since you're on the video, we'll pick them out for you.
Okay.
How about it, Miss Lamb? Which one do you think is?
Okay, I'm definitely gonna go with number 1 as yes.
Oh, I did it again.
Gotta give me permission to write.
I know, I'm trying. There we go. Give it a second. There you
This
go.
is a yes because it's a straight line and it starts right there at 0.
Get rid of
You wanna
this.
do the next, or do another
Sure.
one?
Now this one's a no,
It is straight though.
right? Because it's a straight line, but it doesn't come anywhere near 0, 0. But because it starts there, no way.
And this one, I'm getting the easy ones, that's a yes. Started at 0, 0, 0, and then it's definitely a straight line.
So if I wrote an equation for these, this one would be y equals mx. And that one over there would be,
Y equals mx.
but this one would be y equals mx plus b.
Okay, if that's that.
Because that's where that came from. That
Yeah.
b is what caused that to happen.
Alright,
So yes, no, yes.
let's do our last one, we're almost there. Haha, take 3, we're almost there.
Oh no, I can't figure out how to get rid of that.
Well, it's up here, that's why.
Mr. Lane.
Oh, it's okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Lamb.
Okay, so
Ooh.
now, like we said, inside your IXL, you're going to see sometimes when they're going to ask you, is it proportional or not?
Can you give me permission to write?
I can.
I want to put that reminder, y equals mx,
Is a
and
yes.
not, and y equals mx plus b. And we don't really know what these are, but this is the not, and this
That's
is
the
the
yes.
So let's
So-
look here.
So let's look at the first one. Y equals 3x. Y equals mx. Yes.
I'll look at the second one, y equals 9x minus 4. Once I see this,
Oh,
I
can't
know.
be. Nope, nope, nope.
How
You
about
do
that
the
one?
next
Okay, this is y
I
equals
wanna do the last one.
8x. 8x. So I know it has that X there. Remember there, I've got the y and the x. That's a yes.
Now this one could be tricky because that's why I saved it for last. Y equals 3.
Yeah.
Well, how would I plot that? If y equals 3, what's x? I can't plot it. There's no x. No.
That's a no. This is one of the tricky ones on IXL. By the way, those are, you'll see those.
Straight from IXL.
Straight from IXL.
So anyway,
Hope that helps. And, as always, if you are good, start your practice. If not, there's another video you can watch. Have a great day from